What's up, everybody? This is Darnell Tate,
And this is Felicia Woods.
and we want to welcome you to the Conversation Podcast. This is what I need you to do. I need you to like, share, and tag everyone you know, even the folk that you can't stand, and let them know that the Conversation Podcast, I couldn't get the word out. The Conversation Podcast
take your
is
time.
on the air tonight. As always, I'm always saying tonight conversation is going to be very good and interesting. Look, like, share, and tag someone in tonight's Conversation Podcast. Felicia, how you doing there, baby girl?
Hey, I'm feeling blessed.
You feeling blessed?
I am blessed. I'm still here, so I'm blessed.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So, RJ just started back going to school and those things. So I know you had to transition from summer shift now to school shift. So how's that been navigating for you? Or how you been navigating it?
I'm still trying to get adjusted. I'm getting literally 3 hours of sleep at night at this point. So yeah, I'm trying to get adjusted. Ready for school to be out again, ready for the summer to come back around so I can sleep late. But it's good. I'm getting adjusted. We're gonna get there.
You say you ready for school to be out?
I think I'm worse than the children. Shoot, when I get excited, I'm ready for Christmas. Look, what break coming up? Fall break.
Fall break coming up.
Thanksgiving, Christmas. Yeah, I'm ready.
To be honest, I can't stand the fact that they got all these breaks. We didn't have.
We did not have those.
Did not.
They said, "Look, hold up. They get snow days. They mentioned it's gonna snow.
They canceled.
No school tomorrow. We had to wait.
Walk.
Yeah, we
had to wait for it. And then sometimes we had to walk in it.
Yes.
It had to be seriously bad before they decided to close schools.
Exactly. So they definitely got it made.
To some degree.
Hold up, even storms. They said a storm brewing. No school.
Look, we had tornado drills and earthquake drills and all these drills. This is what you do while you're in school if a storm happens.
Exactly.
So you didn't go home. And to be kind of honest, they probably should keep the kids in school when storms happen. Let me tell you why. Because a lot of the kids don't really live in safe places anyway.
Yeah, you're right about that.
The houses may not always be the safest.
Exactly.
But again, too, they may not build schools like they did because Humboldt Junior High, which should be the high school, is still standing strong.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That school been there for 200 years and still standing.
Still standing.
Yeah, right.
Look, it's done been able to weather the storm, right?
What you said?
Yes.
I tell people this all the time. This is really funny because I see a lot of older houses in Jackson, Humboldt area.
Right.
And when you find the history of the house, and you be like, that house survived all the storms in 100 years. And then some of these newly built homes
blown away,
wiped off the map. And so you try to decide now which one has the better creativity to it.
Yeah, same thing with these cars.
Construction, that's the word I'm trying to find.
Same thing with these cars.
Yeah.
I remember my granddad, he used to have a Monte Carlo, that thing, the body on it and everything. It was stronger compared to now. I think they just throw stuff together because think about it, you can lean on the car, there's a dent.
That's a dent.
Yeah. And the way they built these houses these days, back in the day, you couldn't hear what was going on inside the house. Now you can literally stand outside and hear the TV playing and tell you know what's playing. Like you watching Martin.
Matter of fact, I was talking about because right now they're in the process of tearing down Atlanta Heights, and so we was talking about that. For instance, why not tearing it down for? Why don't they just whatever? Right. So the inside of it, because my sister lived there a couple years back.
Okay.
And I was talking about how the walls were crumbling. Well, the walls wasn't made out of sheetrock. The walls was I don't know what the stuff. It was some thickness to it. You feel me?
Okay, I guess.
Yeah. So I'm to rebuild a house with that same material, it costs more.
Yes, it will. And then your
so the cost of it, the price of it, gonna be much higher, and things like that. But they just don't, man. You couldn't really too much hear.
Yeah.
Now you can stand outside, hear your television.
You
hear what's going on outside.
You hear the conversation. You hear the phone ring.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So
back in the day, when you heard the phone ring, the screen door had to be open or the window lifted and all those type of things. But how times have really changed.
Oh yeah, you got your president up here raising all these tariffs and stuff. They're going to create some new material to build a house at this present time.
I really think we're going to come to a point where some people are going to start living back like how it used to be.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because like we make fun of the Hispanic communities, but that way of doing things have really
Exactly.
caused them to come up. Like
Yeah.
you know, because they pull their resources together,
They do.
even though with small amounts.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, like my former pastor used to say, a penny here, a penny there can
Right.
go a long way.
It can.
So you know, it's like I feel like those times are back here
Yeah.
because the cost of food is like extremely high.
It is.
Like it doesn't make sense at all
Mm-hmm.
how things are. You
Yes,
can't even
exactly.
you can't even take. I remember going shopping on $50 would give me 2 months worth of food.
They'll give you about 2 items.
2 items. But this is really funny, and yes, this is political. This is really funny because when Kamala Harris was running for president, everybody kept talking about the price of the eggs, the price of eggs can't afford, and all that type of stuff. And up under his new administration,
Yes.
he told, I'm gonna bring down the price of eggs. And not only have the price of eggs hasn't really dropped to those original prices, but it also, I mean, the price of food itself has gone up.
Yes, it has.
And it's really ridiculous that people are struggling to put food in their homes.
Mm-hmm.
And it really wasn't about the price of eggs anyway. It was it was really about more or less towards her being a woman
That's exactly
that so
what it
happened
is.
to be black. And that's a whole nother story because
It
you got
is.
people who are in denial of those realities that exist, and like, oh no, it ain't this, it ain't that, But I think I would not be looking at perspective, and I really appreciate one of my close friends. And this is not what we're talking about tonight,
No, that's
y'all.
not the topic
we just,
of tonight's
we
podcast.
just rambling into it since that was brought up. And he mentioned something to me about because he was a historian in his own right.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to myself, and before I say this, I'm like, man, if I ever get to a point where I build anything,
Right.
I definitely want to have like a library dedicated in his honor
Oh, that would be
because he was a avid reader
nice. Okay.
and he was an avid studier of history.
Okay.
So, when he said something to me that I'm gonna say, then we're gonna move on to tonight's subject
Okay.
about slavery that really blew, because in my mind I was like, I'm thinking all the slave owners beat their slaves.
And that wasn't the case.
He said not all slave owners beat their slaves.
Yeah.
He said, but what the difference was, the slave owners still did not see their slaves as equal to them, as being human, as being men, as being women. So he said that's where they still all were the same. Some of them was benevolent, but the core of it was they never believed that they were just as equal to them. So it is what it is. But on tonight, it's still tied into it in some sense. But tonight, we're going to talk about cleaning out your closet.
Right.
So this is literally part of a private conversation that Felicia and I have been having for the past couple of months. It wasn't necessarily about this topic, but we was talking about, looking at things for what they are.
Exactly.
Digging deep into the past, how they affected our emotions, our thought process, our decision making, and so on and so forth. So the topic came about cleaning out your closet. Yeah. So what does that mean to you, Felicia?
Cleaning out my closet. I think about letting go of baggage. We tend to hold on to things. It from relationships to even your job.
Yeah.
We sit there. You had brought up something interesting, and I'm like, darn, this is so true. About you found some items from the ex.
Yeah.
And up until that point, you didn't even think, you didn't have, it wasn't even no thoughts, but it brought something back. So it brought back some memories.
Yeah.
That you had pushed all the way to the back. Because that's what we tend to do when you have clutter in your closet. It's certain things you cannot see, and you forget about it as time goes on because you just keep adding things, putting things in there, and that's how it is. You become a hoarder.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And so when you said that, it made me think about some things or whatever. But it could be stuff that we hold on to that somebody even said to us, because something I brought up to you earlier when we were talking about this you know how we get in relationships,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes we don't take time out to just deal with the emotions,
Right.
how we are currently feeling. We want to hurry up and get it over with.
We do.
We don't want to feel. We don't want to deal with it. We don't want to face it. We just want to move past. So what we'll do, we'll go hook up with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said in a previous podcast, they said the way you get over somebody is to get under somebody.
That's what they told
That's
me.
what. But the thing is, you do that and that don't work out. You go to the next person. Now you're collecting baggage.
Repeating the same cycle.
You repeat the cycle, and to the point where eventually, what do? You start running out of room because you don't have no compartments to put stuff in after a while. So in some cases, you are forced to try to clean that closet out unless you try to make room elsewhere. You see,
we do, and it's so glad that you said that because, so I'm in the process, everyone, of decluttering. Last week I used the word when it comes down to my belief system. What was the word I used? Whatever. It'll come to my mind later. But I'm going through that process with every aspect of my life.
Right.
And then I have a closet. Actually, I have more than one closet.
I know you do.
Because I moved in with my mom, so I have not really completely just unpacked. I have not really completely moved.
Exactly.
To be honest, my move was kind of what we call
spur of the moment.
It was better. No, it was kind of rushed.
Yeah.
Because the situation at hand was that I was going to leave the house to my roommate at the time. And that was the idea. I was going to roommate, and we came up with this plan for her to take over the home. I was going to move in my mom, and I was moving my things out. And I had a conversation with her about how the move was going to look like and things like that.
Right.
But I worked a lot, so my daughter and my soon-to-be son-in-law really went over there and did some rigging. So basically stuff was thrown in bags and just thrown however it's going to be because they're trying to rush to get me out of there. But anyway, because my roommate decided that she didn't want the house, that's the reason why I was rushed.
Yeah.
And so she decided she didn't want the house. So what I had to do, I had to get out of there by a certain time.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, there were some things that was kind of thrown in places and spaces, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I got 2 closets that's full of stuff.
Right.
And matter of fact, I got 3 closets full of stuff. So there are times where, when I think about what I possibly may have, that I go and I pull it out. And this is going to go to a point that I was about to make.
Okay.
I'm opening the closet because it's packed full of stuff. And as soon as I open it, things fall out.
Exactly.
And so it's putting me back in the position where, because you talk about how we kind of put things out of mind, and I mentioned one time in the process of me packing, I found some excess things and stuff like that, and it put me. Sometimes we put things away that we don't want to deal with,
exactly,
and then when that door opens, it falls and hits us back in our face,
and you're forced,
and then you go in these emotional ebbs and flows because you never really dealt with it. Or this is funny about us as people. Sometimes it's not only we don't want to deal with it, we don't want to get rid of it.
Exactly.
Because I got some things, I don't know about you. I don't know. Because you got like an 8-bedroom house. So tell her how many closets filled up with stuff.
Oh God, you go in the guest room. Oh my God, I think it'll probably fall out like what you just said. That's your closet because I can't even get in there. I can't even step foot. So you got to deal with it. But go ahead.
Yeah, and so it's funny because just last Sunday I was looking for some stuff and I opened the closet and things just fell out. It is funny what we do. Yeah. This is funny because we try to hold one item up while we try to put another item, then everything just comes crashing down.
Yes.
And then you're like, oh, I forgot I had that. Mm-hmm. And you be like, dang, I don't know why I got that. Because especially since I have lost a lot of weight. I think I lost a total of 100 plus pounds. Because I was almost right at 400. Yeah. Didn't really look at myself, but I still got some pants that are size 54 that I need to do something with.
Right.
I still have shirts because when I realized that I had gained a lot of weight, the largest shirt that I ever purchased was a 6X. Mm-hmm. So all I did was buying things to cover and to mask the emotions that I was not wanting to deal with.
Yeah.
You know,
The imperfections.
the imperfections. Like, you know,
Yeah.
it's funny how just for my heavier people, you tell them go to the store because you want nobody to see the roll that you have,
Yeah.
or the big stomach that you have, or the big thighs that you have gained.
Mm-hmm.
But buying bigger clothes only makes you look even more
It
bigger.
does.
And it also brings more attention to the fact that you have gained weight.
Exactly.
And, you know, since we're talking about, you know, cleaning out this closet, we know we can deal with a whole myriad of things.
Yeah. Since you mentioned that, as you were talking, you know, my mind get to going.
Yeah.
And I use these metaphors a lot.
You're a poet.
Yeah. So what came to my mind in the midst of you talking about that with the clothes? Just like in life. Okay, you know, you have, like you said, we throw the clothes in the closet, and okay, so you talk about gaining weight. Okay, so the clothes that we was able to fit before we put on the weight, we hold on to it because like, in case I'm gonna lose weight, I'm gonna get back into it. So here's where the metaphor come.
Yeah.
We hold on to certain people. This time that you talk about holding on,
Yeah.
you find yourself holding on to a person, you know, in the midst of y'all, you know what I'm saying, thinking that one day you guys, it's going to work out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to fit, going to be the perfect fit for you again, you know, but you tend to outgrow people.
We do.
You know, and it's time into cleaning out your closet. You know, you throw them in the back. You know, you hold on to them. You don't want to let go because they no longer serve you purpose.
Right.
And that's how it is when it comes down to the things that we tend to have in our closet. 5-10 years could go by, and you'll have a piece of clothing in there or several pieces that you don't even look twice at. It's just taking up space. And that's how it is with people. You tend to hold on to those people, and they ain't doing it but taking up space in your life. And they no longer serve purpose in your life.
Right.
Period.
Right.
You know, they get outdated.
Yeah.
And you have to start changing with the times.
True.
A lot of us find ourselves still being stuck.
We do. We do. And even I was looking in my closet, about to say what I was saying I found.
Okay.
I have about 4 laptops that extend from the early 2000s, not early to mid 2000s, all the way up until now. You know what I'm saying? And before it completely, I don't know the charges there for that. I got pictures on there that I want to pull off. I got this and I got that, and you know that never happened. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think if one of my computers and motherboard has completely crashed, I don't know if you can pull in things off of there anyway. But the thought of possibly having those things that you could use,
right?
You know, like I'm dealing with somebody in my life right now that every time you walk into their space and you see something that's broke down, you're like, leave that alone, put it back in the corner.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't serve any purpose.
Right.
Well, that's, you know, Do Funny gave me that, and if I throw it away, Do Funny gonna be mad.
Yeah.
And like, but a lot of us are the same way.
Yes, we are.
Like, you know, knowing that me and you have fallen out, relationships that had ended, but in my mind, like you said, I think that it's gonna bring some level of connectivity, but it won't. When you look at it, you know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you what I'm learning, man. Like as I learn about clean out my closet. When you start throwing stuff away, it's like a sigh of relief.
It is. It's sort of like you feel a weight lifted.
Absolutely. That's the word I was trying to know.
Yeah, you definitely feel weight because it's like, although it's like it's the illusion that everything's clean, it's all right, and you realize it's really not. You know, I keep it 100. I remember there was some years back, one of my friends came to visit me, and I think it happened on like 2 occasions. You know, you find yourself getting the funk, and sometimes you don't even realize because you throwing stuff here, you throwing stuff there, but on the outside, everything looks clean, it looks good, you
Right,
know.
right.
And then you start to find stuff here, find stuff there, and it was her who she had told me. She was like, you know, your house. She was like, it's sort of like okay, like it's sort of like a person to your life to a certain extent. When you have clutter, you can't see straight. You can't see things,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And it's like as soon as you start to declutter, you start to feel better. Just like prime example, I promise you, when you declutter your house and you walk in, it just feel free because that's how I felt during that time frame when she came in and you know she pulled me through because like I said, I had gotten into a funk.
Yeah.
You know who you are, and I can say, darn, I feel so much better. I enjoy coming back home or whatever because I'm like, darn, this feels good, you know. And even with your closet,
It's funny that you said that because um, before I moved in with my mom,
mm-hmm,
my whole life became my closet,
mm-hmm,
and it got to a point where this is when I had a roommate.
I got you.
I did not want to go home.
Mm-hmm,
It's like I found myself. I'd rather stay at work,
mm-hmm.
and even though I needed money at the time, to be honest,
I understand.
but I'd rather be at home because have a conversation with your roommate. Because at the time I felt that I needed the assistance because, I had surgery. So
Yeah,
when I had surgery, I got far behind in my
so it was a
bills.
setback.
Yeah, it was definitely a setback. So I got
Mm,
far behind my bills. It seemed like I never could
right.
catch up. So when the roommate idea presented itself,
Mm,
it was a sigh of relief, which it was in the
temporarily.
beginning. But sometimes, like we fail to realize that a temporary thing should never be long term. And the foot about, I hate that often I allow my heart and believe it or not, that's the reason why like you talking about the close situation because your heart get involved in certain things
Mm-hmm.
that you should have put away a long time ago.
Yeah,
And I'm a sucker for women and children. I really am.
yeah, about that.
And so, like, one of my experiences is like when my mom and my dad is separated,
Mm-hmm.
how it affected me mentally, emotionally as a young boy.
Right.
And so, like, when I see another woman struggling, I see kids feeling abandoned or naked or alone, I always come in like, man, I can go and help out.
Yeah.
And that's that savior's complex that
Yeah.
is never good for
Mhm.
anybody to have.
No, it's not.
That, like, even now I'm dealing with that complex. I'm dealing with how to pull away from it,
Mhm.
and look, go to counseling. That's what I'm here to talk. But anyway,
Yeah.
so kept talking to my roommate about certain things and got to the point I got tired of it because I got to focus on,
Exactly.
catching these bills up, and
Mhm.
then mama health start, going through its
Right.
changes and all that, and then it was crazy. I'm
Mm.
like, I had to start residing just to my bedroom.
I got
You
you.
feel me?
Mhm.
And so I allowed my whole house to become my closet. I didn't want to deal with it, and to walk in there to deal with it,
Yes.
man, it literally would irritate my soul.
Yeah.
And what I'm gonna tell you, what I did was I start, escaping to other places. And thing. I start hanging out over here, hanging over there.
Right.
Like, hey mama, hey sis, hey, what y'all doing? If I come
Yeah.
over and hang out with y'all,
Yeah.
and, because I didn't want to deal with my closet.
Yeah. You got to the point you didn't even want nobody coming over. Like you wouldn't even let.
Ah.
And me and you like said we best friends.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have cared. It would have stopped me from coming over. I wouldn't have looked at you no certain type of way.
Yeah.
If anything, you wouldn't even let me in.
No.
Because you have that moment, where you sometimes get so ashamed that you don't even want nobody to see.
It does.
You know what I'm saying? What all you got inside your closet,
Yeah.
You try to put on this front, you try to camouflage it,
Yeah.
sugarcoat it however you want to.
But you
You try to cover it up.
That's exactly. It wasn't even just towards you. It was towards anyone.
Right.
It's like you like I will stop people at the door.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we act in life when we
Yeah.
have not dealt with our closet experiences
Yeah.
or our closet life.
You don't want to let nobody
You
in.
won't let nobody in, like, cause man, they're gonna see this, and
Yeah.
they're gonna say this, and right now I got time to hear their
No,
mouth, whether it's
you
good or bad.
Yeah.
You don't want to hear
wanna
nothing.
Deal with it. Period.
You want to deal with, and you know what? And I tell people who's in those moments, like, hey, like, take a deep breath and listen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And saying that I was told about that situation,
Okay.
not to allow it to be a permanent thing. And I did because of my heart.
Yeah.
My heart connected to my life experience.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
being raised by a single mother, didn't understand the complexities of adults' relationships.
Exactly.
And so all of a sudden I'm trying to save everybody, you know, because no one needs to feel the hurt, the loneliness that I felt as a young man, a young boy at the time, you know, with the separation of my mom and my dad.
Yeah.
And everybody know, like, if you knew me back then, you knew I was a daddy's boy. Like,
Yeah.
so like daddy being home meant a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to learn, or I am learning. I had to learn.
Yeah.
It's still a process for me.
Really?
Like, because I'm going through like my natural closet, everybody. And there's some things that were like, you know, I can hold on to this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm learning, yeah.
So,
Does it serve the current purpose of your life?
Yeah. Hold up. Let's put it act like that's good.
That's good.
That's good.
That's real good.
No, but that's true. I mean, now, don't get me wrong. It's certain things that are sentimental, that has value.
Right.
You know, that's timeless, that you need to hold on. And there's certain people in your life that do serve a purpose that you need to hold on to. But for those others, you need to let it go. And it's hard to let go of it, you know, because you feel like you can use them somewhere in your life, you know, but they have served a purpose. And it's time to pass them on to somebody else. You know, that's why we have yard sales.
Yeah.
Because it no longer serves you purpose, but it's purposeful for someone else.
You just made me think about something, because there are different phases of life.
Exactly.
There are different rooms that you're going to travel into.
Right.
And everything, you know, some things in one room may not service the same purpose in the next room. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, and I'm seeing that.
Mm-hmm.
Something about where it should be, because some people still the same. Something about growing older, it should change the way you think. And change the way you move, change the way you see stuff. You know, my 13-year-old self probably could never fathom what I understand now.
Oh, yeah.
Because I hadn't experienced life yet.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't matured, you know. It's just kind of like, I don't know if you experienced this, but I experienced this. I had to wear my cousin's hand-me-downs. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times they be too big. Mm-hmm. I was a short boy. My cousins are tall.
Had to cuff the pants, or your mother had to hem them pants up.
I'm still short. While y'all in the conversation,
you still short, like
you just a
6
real
foot tall, baby.
Yeah. I'm good 5'8" plus. Bless God.
You sure you 5'8"?
That's what my doctor said. If she said it, I stand on it.
Did you? Were you standing on some shoes
that
had a thick heel?
No.
You sure?
Yes, I had to take my shoes off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I had to get weighed in, and I didn't want to add them whatever pounds.
I got you.
Yeah.
You know, you be staying on me a lot. I didn't know.
I mean, Felice, you 4'11".
I ain't no 4 nothing. I already talked about that. But go ahead.
4'11". Remember, somebody stood beside you that was 4'11". Y'all the same height.
That's a lie.
Like, you know,
Darnell, don't start. Hey, it was just Sunday. You was just in church running around shouting and stuff.
I didn't do that Sunday. See, look at you.
Be good. Look, hold up, look, running. You need to run toward the truth.
Felice, you 4'11".
A lie.
Felice.
Then I send you a picture when I went to Walmart, and you know where the bicycles
you
are.
Had them shoes on.
Darnell.
Felicia,
were you there?
Felicia, them
you
Jordans give you 2 inches.
No, they didn't, Darnell. Let's get back on the topic and stuff, because you try to let the devil come in.
You get real touchy about that height, don't you? You got a short person complex. I don't.
It's a sensitive subject.
I never think.
I'm trying to deal. I gotta let that go.
Right. But on the real deal, like I'm still short, so like just the hand-me-down situation,
right? And
then your parents trying to adjust. I think sometimes it psychologically put you in the position as you're older. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because you're always trying to adjust. You know, which is good in some sense, but in some regard, you need to learn how to let things go. Some things are meant to be adjusted for.
Exactly.
Some things are meant. Hey, this is not the season for this anymore. So let me go and do this right here. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's you know, like the Bible says this. I can't help but to go with this. The Bible said you cannot put new wine into old skins. And the Bible goes on to say why.
Right.
Because the new wine would cause that old skin bottle to burst.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's been worn out. It's been, it's, good wine has been aged. So it's been aged,
Right.
I don't know the whole chemical thing about why and whatever, but that's what the Bible said. And sometimes what we do, we try to move old things into new spaces.
Yes, we do.
And it doesn't fit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just kind of like an older house. Some older house, you can't put new timepieces in there.
No.
You got to find what fits for that age frame. Right. It will look good for then. And, and one thing, since I'm saying that, it's just kind of like seeing an old person and they look old and they're trying to look like they 15. Like,
yes, it's just not gonna work.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't fit.
It doesn't fit. Absolutely. And so my mom had to hem the pants up. There have been some times where the sticky pen, I've been in school, it'll poke.
Oh, that safety pin.
Yeah.
Yeah, put the darn safety pins in.
I'm sure.
Hold up, and about the shoes. Hold up. See, did you put tissue at the toe of that darn? I was like, she better had to put a whole sock or something. No, I'm just playing, but yeah.
But yeah. There was times like I will run in them shoes that was too big. So you talking about that? And my feet get sweating and the toilet paper
just crumble up.
I'm going through my closet and I'm literally, because like I said earlier, hopefully, I don't know if I said this earlier, but maybe I was thinking it. I'm in the process of hopefully moving to a new space. I gotta find one, but what I don't want to do is take things that I don't need. Number one,
old baggage.
Yeah, and number two, I got clothes I don't wear, so I need closet space because I don't know what my new closet space gonna look like.
Exactly.
And so I need more space. I got clothes I can't wear. I got suits I can't wear. Right. And some of y'all being funny, tell me, you still big. Yeah, I am. That's fine. It's all right. But I got some suits that's too big.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And matter of fact, I had put one on Sunday, not this Sunday, but a couple Sundays back, and I was able to take the jacket and the jumper. Yeah, it wrapped around.
Just swaddle yourself in the jacket.
Yeah, it's like,
so you have to do that do it yourself or whatever. Up here, do somebody who's a good seamstress. They can come up here, cut that bad boy down.
I got somebody
and hook you on up.
But let me tell you what the seamstress told me, because one of my suits that I did that with, she was telling me, she said, like, it's only so much that you can cut off of it to make it fit.
Right.
I don't know. You tell I'm preaching because I got
so.
It
did.
really did.
Right there.
It did. It really did. And so, like, I can't get the suit resized anymore, the pants or the jacket, because it's really going to take away from the suit. So the best thing is to give to somebody else that's possibly short. Wear, because if you're tall, the pants going to be like right here up at your knees. That might be a style of somebody.
Yeah, they already wearing capris and stuff. The guys.
Yeah.
You know how they wear the suits and stuff and they look like some dark capris and everything, like what women wear,
But it's so funny, like if you go back to 30s and 40s, men wore that type of stuff.
Yeah. History's kind of repeating itself to a certain extent. They just up here rename it and give it a different name.
Yeah. But it's funny for those who don't know history, they look at it from a certain sexual perspective.
Right.
And it's kind of funny. And then those who try to tell this was history, and they arguing folk who don't have a context.
Yeah, that's just like a song. You can sit here and hear a song and be like, oh, such just came out with this song, not realizing this song been out. They just up here added a different singer, a different voice to it.
Rappers got it bad doing it.
Yeah, they sample.
They
be sampling. Yeah.
You be like, I be hearing the young people, you heard the song "If Only You Knew" by rapper Darnell Tate?
Yeah.
And you be like, no, that was so-and-so, so-and-so. And they argue with you about it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But cleaning out the closet, dealing with emotional trauma, because that can deal with it.
Yeah.
That can deal with several different things. Y'all put in text with y'all.
Like say that, like with the job.
Chat.
With your jobs.
Yeah.
And stuff,
Put in chat what it means to you. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, put in chat what clean.
What does it mean to you to clean out your closet?
Yeah. You mentioned about the job situation. I started a whole new job, and and I'm still going through some stuff. I'm finding stuff. I'm not talking about documents with people's names on it, but certain paperwork like sleep data, I had made copies of, like to put in the homes and stuff
Right.
like that. And I'm finding paperwork from literally 2005.
I believe it.
Yeah, that I had boxed up, put tape over it because I was like, I was gonna get to it one day, and this is so many years later.
We got that bad. That's how it was when I was moving out of my apartment. I had stayed in that apartment 10 years before I moved into my house. And I'm like, Lord, because like I said, you forget about stuff, and sometimes it bring back memories and stuff, and you like, and then I remember, I think I had like 10 bags of clothes, because I remember at the time, one of my coworkers, her daughter was pregnant, and her daughter's birthday is April 2nd, and she was having a son, and I was like, oh wow, a few clothes started. It led to like 10 bags of clothes that I ended up giving away.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm like, because you don't realize in a period of 10 years how much you have, you know what I'm saying? Accumulated.
Right.
But that's how it is in our lives. We sit there and don't realize how much baggage we've accumulated. How many things you just that's just like how you go shopping and stuff still have tags on it.
Mm-hmm. I got a friend like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she has bags and bags and bags of clothes with tags on it, and she can't wear it. But because she paid for it, she refuses to let it go. Mm-hmm. And like holding on to things, I understand the sentimental value behind things,
right?
But sometimes you got to let go. There's somebody that needs what you're holding on to, and what is bad for you might be good for somebody else.
There you go.
Yeah, I even view relationships like that. Yeah. I promise you, because sometimes we like, now some folks trifling, they trifling.
Yeah, they just this them.
Let's say that, But there are people that you meet, and either y'all didn't work out, and even if y'all had a bad falling out, but when you settle down, you be like, Felicia's a good woman. Mm-hmm. We couldn't jail,
right?
But I just hope that she be a blessing to somebody else.
Or you may see people become a blessing to somebody else. And I mean, because it's been times we've seen people like with Darn, like I said, you know how it was when we were with them.
Yeah.
But it seemed like they are so much better. Or we can even take ourselves. It's been times people, I mean, you get up here line of 5 exes. For real though, and I'm sure all 5 of them, it's gonna be some similarities, but it's gonna be something different too.
Yeah.
Because they brought out a different person, and depending on where you were, what space you were in, and what phase of your life you were in when they met you.
All right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep. That's true. One of my exes, I was rocking this certain hairstyle. I believe I was rocking it probably, I think I was 24 at the time. I've been rocking since I was 19. Mm-hmm. And so through the relationship, I learned how to try something different.
Yeah.
Now, did me and the person work out?
No.
Nah. Don't know what the case may be. But every time I go to the barbershop, this is really weird, I think about that individual.
Really?
Yeah, because you encouraged me to try something different. And so now I'm here trying different styles. And that mold was broken. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I hate sometimes I be thinking because of who I am. Mm-hmm. So it's just who I am. That's why everything is not always, it might be a bad experience, but you can definitely learn something from that experience. Like we talk about the closet situation. The reason why that we're 40 something now.
Yeah.
So a lot of times we wasn't taught the coping mechanism, how to like deal with emotional trauma.
Right.
Only we was taught like to get up under somebody. Yeah, that's no way to push yourself in the closet.
Yeah, get a spare tire.
Get a spare tire.
And you're right about that. I hadn't even thought about it, but you are right, because that's what was said. Either get you a spare tire or get up under somebody else. It was never a thing. And and I'm not going to say that certain conversations didn't come up, but for the most part, you're supposed to keep moving.
Keep it moving.
Keep it moving. You have to deal. You didn't have to deal.
The whole idea was not to deal with your emotions. And then here you, like, I always say this, and like I said this before, my sister said I need to find another way of saying it, but this was my reality, because I never dealt with my emotions or the trauma that they extended, not just from relationship, well, not just from dating in that sense, like between male and female, but relationships in general. When you dealt with parents, you dealt with cousins, uncles, friends,
right?
Dealt with relationships. I became everything that I couldn't stand.
Yes, you do start picking up those habits.
So in other words, the term I used was monster. Because I think anytime you get to a point where you start becoming the abuser, then you became,
because it's like you go from being a victim to I got a good one.
Yeah.
You it's sort of like you go from being a prey to the predator.
Yeah.
In a sense.
Man, you talk about that, behind closed doors. I remember, I mean, I believe it, but this is my witness right here. I always been more or less a relationship, one person type of individual.
I'm laughing because of the inside joke that we was talking about before, and you already know what it was. Go ahead.
So I, because I feel like folk wasn't serious, I became the hoe.
You was a hoe?
Don't like you don't know. Don't pretend like you don't know. I became a hoe.
That's the first thing to do is up here recognize it.
Like when you go to AAA, my name is Darnell Tate, and I am an alcoholic.
But you was a hoe. I'm seeing you up here on it. You recognize it. That's the first step.
Because I didn't want. Because the whole thing of it is like, and to anybody who's been male or female, y'all know what I'm talking about. You got tired of the, trying to connect and be the upstanding person and all that type of stuff, and you be like, forget this, man. I'm sick of it. I've been bounce around and have fun. I'm not going to connect because what's the purpose of connecting my heart to somebody?
I know.
And it seemed like because they always start off good. The next thing you know, it be like.
Their representative start good. You like, who is this?
Who's this? I didn't agree to date you. Then they weren't faithful. So why would you be faithful? So that was my logic, and that was and along the way I abused and I hurt somebody.
Yeah.
And the amazing part about it, this was my prayer. No, everybody's different. You do what you do. But it was my prayer. I asked God, I said, Lord, and I got some more people that I got to have a conversation with.
Yeah.
But I asked God to help me to those I hurt, to help me to help them heal.
Right.
So, going to them and apologizing for some things that I've said.
Yeah.
Along the way, the things I've done, because in my stage, I became emotionally abusive because and that's because of that level of thinking that was introduced to me. So that's another way we put stuff in the closet. But now we're at the point in our lives where we're definitely unpacking.
Yeah, we unpacking.
And I'm gonna say this now. In saying that, when we start dealing with our emotions, that's when we're preparing for our next.
Yeah. Next phase of life, right?
Yeah. The next phase of life. I think the past, I'm going back a good probably 10 years ago when I'm like, I'm ready, like all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I look at and now at this stage,
you realize you really wasn't ready. Wouldn't. Yeah, I said that. I said that before, even when it came down to pregnancy. Like I said, I knew I wanted a child.
Don't drink too fast. Don't have to.
I know. Just like I said, you got your phone close by if you need to call 911. I almost spit the water out. I was never in my mind. Y'all know what happened.
No, I drank too much water.
No,
that's an inside thing.
Yeah. No. Except I lost my train of thought. Wait, how to jog my memory again.
You know that happens sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Dang, I'll be darn. Yeah, where was I finna go?
Oh, you know.
What did you just say?
I don't even
Because you
remember.
was on you see, here we go. What? Well, while you was talking, I'm gonna tell you what I visualized.
Preparing for the next. We wasn't ready for. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Now I know. Thank you. See, you got me back on track. When I was wanting to have a child, okay, I remember. I think in my 20s, I had wanted to have a child. Obviously, I didn't have one. But once I did get pregnant, and once I did have my son, and all the things had transpired, I realized I wasn't ready.
Mm-hmm.
In my 20s, I wasn't ready to be nobody's mama.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't settled.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And I feel like sometimes, like you said, sometimes we sit there and we think we're ready for certain things to transpire, whether it's marriage, whether it's to have a child, whether it's to buy a house, you know, whether it's to get a new job. We think we're ready, and you realize not yet.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're making mistakes along the way prematurely because you didn't think it through.
Mm-hmm.
While you were talking, this is where my mind was going. I started thinking about it. It was one of the comedians in the past was, I don't know if it was Samore or somebody, but she was saying how people need to have a caution like side effects to let you know what come along with their person. So since we talk about cleaning out the closet, I was like thinking all I can visualize would be nice if people have tags on them. You know, it'd be like, okay, this person, they just want you to take care of, look, they don't look, this person, okay, this person's made up of laziness, trifling, being, don't want to hold, this person does not hold a job down. This person has a lot of kids and wants somebody to take care of their children. They want to sit there and go to the highest builder. Bitter. I'm good like you. This is second time.
I'm rubbing up on you.
You read it off on me. This person, look, they a whore. They can't be with one person. This person is a user. If you had this on the tag that was attached to people, because we up here comparing them to like clothes and different things, different items that you throw.
Decision making would be different.
It would be a whole lot different.
Let me share something with you. Like, I often say this, and me and my cousin, we have this conversation plenty of times before. You met Cheryl, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So we have this, this phrase, "Don't rape me into a decision."
Mm-hmm.
And I like to use the term rape.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Strong word.
It's a very strong word.
Right. So a lot of times, because people don't put their honest self out there. They put their representative out there. And so my thing of it is now, true, I may not have dated you if you told me that you trying to get me just take care of you and your kids.
Mm-hmm.
True, I probably not have dated you if you told me, look, I just want you for sex.
Exactly.
True, I probably never dated you and say, hey, you're a big dude, and I figured that we would never have to walk because they thinking that I don't like walking, and I'm gonna keep a car.
Yeah.
No, true, I would not have dated you for that. But what would have happened is I would have respected you for being completely honest with me about what you're thinking about. Why are you coming into my space or anybody's space that is? I have so much respect for people. I don't know if you met somebody who told you like bam, 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 what they really wanted. It don't even have to be relationship. It could have been job wise. It could have been family wise.
Right.
Any type of stuff, but they just gave it to you straight. And you love them for it.
Yeah.
And people talk smack about these individuals.
Yeah, they do.
And you be like, yeah, he or she might be X, Y, and Z, but
you respect their honesty.
You respect their honesty. And you can roll with them and deal with them because they're absolutely real.
You really have somebody like that around you versus somebody just sitting there grinning in your face and stuff and trying to stab you in the back at the same time. That's why I had made a statement in the past about, I was talking about the type of person that I am. And I said I can respect the fact that if we come to the conclusion that we don't like each other, I can respect the fact I'm not going to mistreat you because, but at least we're not being fake with one another.
Right.
Yeah.
So as you mature,
Mhm.
good people mature. You know what I'm saying? As good
Exactly.
people mature,
Mhm.
we start looking at closets like, dang, I really wasn't ready for that because I had this in my
Mm.
closet that I need to clean out.
Right. Right.
So I'm going through a phase of literally, naturally, emotionally, and spiritually of cleaning out my closet. And I realized like I really didn't need to bring nobody into my space because I'm full up with stuff that I don't need.
Mm-hmm.
But now as I declutter and
Right.
deconstruct, I told you I'm gonna find
No,
that word.
you did. Go
Yes.
ahead.
I'm just deconstructing religiously.
Mm-hmm.
As I declutter and deconstruct,
Mm-hmm.
is making room for things that I do need. Some stuff I held on to. And matter of fact, I was thinking about this today because I was thinking about relationship because, and I'm not saying this for y'all to be in my inbox, but I am saying this like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready to seriously settle down. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Same
And
here.
yeah, so in saying that, I'm looking at my emotions, how I talk to people,
Mm-hmm.
how I handle people, because I remember
Right.
how I became something else because fooling with folk that was not good for me.
Right.
And saying that, I did have words of wisdom. People like, hey, that's not healthy, but I couldn't hear it, because of what it was. You ever seen you can't see the forest for looking at the trees?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
couldn't see the beauty of what was said to me because I was stuck on one thing.
Right.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And so, and that's how it is. Like, I'm naturally like, I'm looking at my studio. I got old studio equipment for those who might want to, and they work good microphones. They'll
Mm-hmm.
work. One or two I might keep because that is sentimental.
Yeah, I
Because when I
understand.
first started,
That's what you mean.
somebody invested in me, so I am gonna hold on. But I do have other equipment. Like, yeah, I'm gonna donate it.
Yeah.
Somebody it may not be the top of line
Yeah.
now, but
Right.
it's gonna get you started.
Exactly.
In your dream of podcasting, radio stuff, or you might just want to be just get on there just to shoot the breeze about what's going on throughout the
Right.
day. I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
For a person that's heavy, I got clothes that I can't wear no more. Now, thank God, it may not look like it, but I'm happy. I'm in a
Yeah.
2X now.
Yeah, that's a
Now,
blessing.
I just need to lose this number, then
Yeah,
I'll be fine.
you and me both.
Fine, look at this. But man, it brought back emotions when I told you I seen my ex's stuff.
I know it did.
But then it also bring emotions when I was cleaning out and I seen some stuff that my kids did for me.
Oh yeah, there's some good things that you tend to run across as well.
My nieces, I was working all the time and they surprised me at church with a little mini birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
It was really fun because all the kids got together.
Yeah.
Some things you can carry with you, and
Mm-hmm.
some things you got to let it go.
Yeah, you can get rid of. But you said something, and I pray that everybody takes heed to what he said. Make space for what you need.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I believe like in every phase of your life, spiritually,
Mm-hmm.
emotionally, and mentally, you got to shut off some things.
Yeah, you do.
Like one thing, like I find amazing about snakes, and I know people look at snakes being this evil creature, and they are,
They know for sure they skin.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
and believe it or not, but we gotta go through phases where we shed off stuff.
we do.
And believe it or not, you do shed, you just don't realize it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how humans grow.
Yeah.
Every second we shedding off dead skin.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah,
we are.
bones are breaking up, rebuilding, and our body is just eliminating waste every second, every moment. But we
Right.
see a snake do it,
Yeah.
more often than we see ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you got to shed off that weight.
Mm-hmm.
You got to move forward with your life.
You
do. Can't hold on to things. Like I got a situation in my family now talking to a member. Still mad at because over some patent leather brown shoes.
Oh wow!
Back when they was 5, 6, 7, 8, somewhere around there. You
gotta let go of grudges.
Gotta let it go.
Yeah.
And not saying you when you let go does I mean you don't remember the experience because it teaches you how to handle people and what not to do, how and stuff like that. Like all that I have experience. I know you the same way.
Yeah.
I mean, the funnest thing, like to somebody that smoked weed before, that's no longer smoking weed,
right?
And when a person try to lie to you, especially smoking the good stuff, you can smell like, yeah, you got that good stuff.
Right.
Not that you want it, but
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
hey,
but you know.
I talked to a person who might be struggling with substance abuse, things like that, certain behaviors, and you
Mm-hmm.
recognize certain things. Like let those lessons be what help somebody else out,
Exactly.
but not let those things, be the
Hinder
lessons
you.
hinder you and you push off in your closet
Mm-hmm.
just to hold on to it because you want to deal with it or to hold on to it.
Right.
This is what I was gonna say, and I know we gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
And it might have to be a part 2 to this
Hey.
because sometimes we hold on to things for the sake of having some level. We feel like it gives us a sense of power or control.
Yeah. Yeah, we do. And also it's to hold on to people.
Yeah.
Because, they said when, sometimes have you noticed people they'll leave stuff on to return, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think sometimes we hold on to certain things because in hopes that they will,
Yeah.
that you will get it back,
Yeah.
which that ain't necessarily a good thing.
Nope. Or, yeah, we hold on to stuff because hoping for them to return.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Felicia, I know she ain't gonna leave her J's unless she gonna come back
Yeah.
and get them.
Yeah. Because sometimes I feel like when, you can be in a relationship or, even just a family member, friend, or somebody, I mean, you've been, you notorious for leaving stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, he's gonna come back, but it's like sometimes when it's a situation where a person makes sure they take stuff, I think that's the indicator that it's over with. When they make sure they get all their belongings, when they finally come back to get it, and don't leave anything behind. That's them letting they parting ways to a certain extent.
Oh. So now you got me thinking that it's true. But I'm gonna leave that subject alone. Because because another door just being open as far as a thought about that. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because
I'm thinking about experience.
I don't want to talk about it because we gotta go.
You know what? That'll be another podcast.
Hey, part 2 of cleaning out the closet. We're gonna see you all again next time around because we gotta finish this conversation.
We do.
But time won't allow. We love you. God bless you. Peace and out.